Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Ikhwan Musafa Sadidan. I'm a lecturer from Department of Environmental Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Singapura Bangsa, Karawang. In this video, I would like to show you one of our latest paper and research. And the title of this paper is A Study of Physical and Chemical Properties of Drinking Water Sources on the Citarum River Irrigation Area in Karawang, West Java, Indonesia. And this paper has been submitted to Borobudur International Symposium 2022. I could say that it is one of the greatest experience that I've been done lately. So before we go further, I have a video that can show you how we have done this research and how is the real condition of Citarum River nowadays. Okay, happy watching and enjoy.
Kanan, kanan.
Okay, so how is the video? I hope you enjoy it. And now I would like to tell you the reason why we choose Citarum River as the main location for our research. So, as we know that Citarum River is the largest river in West Java, and this river plays a very important role for our society, not only for the source of agricultural water, but also for producing raw materials for drinking water. That's why we believe that this study is very important to determine the physical and chemical characteristics of water in the Citarum River irrigation area. However, the increasing number of industries and also population density along the river, it can produce more pollution for this river, as you can see here. But even though people know that the water is not clear or contaminated, they still use it for washing clothes. Not even, not just washing clothes. They also use this to wash themselves because they built a lot of traditional bathroom and public toilet along the river. And you see that there is not just garbage, but also human feces. And ironically, a lot of children still use the river for swimming. That's why it will cause a lot of long-term effects for their health. Okay, let's move to the sampling methods. There are two methods that we use to take the water samples. The first one is on water sampling, and the second one is on bridge sampling. And for every time, every point we stop, we recorded it with our GPS. And here is our map of sampling location in the Citarum River irrigation area. So we started from here, Walahar Dam, and we finished here, Telukamulu village. Okay, the blue one, it is the main river, and the yellow one, this is the irrigation area. So the total distance of our research, it was around 49.5 kilometers. And we spent around 3 days of rafting on the river and a day collecting sample from the bridges. So That's why I told you this is one of the greatest experience, right? Okay, so now I would like to tell you the indicators that we would like to know. The first one is physical indicators like TSS, TDS, temperature, and water color. And for each indicators, you can read the explanation by stop this video, click pause, or just write it down in your notes. And the second one, chemical indicators. It's like pH, dissolved oxygen, biochemical oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, and also dissolved iron. So this is how we collected the sample. It's like this, and this is the illustration of all the water. The water samples are tested at the laboratory. And of course, there are regulations from our government, from Indonesian government, and based on this regulation, there are 4 classes of water quality. But before we want to know the quality of raw drinking water, we only compare the results that we got from the laboratory with the standard of this class, the class 1. Once again, because this is the standard for raw drinking water, so we can skip the other classes. Now let's move to this one. So the water sample test itself, it has been done at Water Laboratory of Dinas Lingkungan Hidup Kabupaten Karawang and Water Laboratory of Perum Jasa Tirta. Both are located in Karawang. And here are the results. For physical indicators, TDS and TSS, well, you can see that the blue lines, this is TDS, and below this is TSS. All of the samples value are below the limit. So I could say that they are still met with the standard from the class 1. Also from the temperature, the average temperature was 31.3 degrees Celsius. That's normal. Well, the high and low temperature can be affected by the activities nearby the river. And here is the water color. You see that the blue lines, this is the PTCO. The average is 37.3 PTCO. Okay, it's very clear that we got a very high PTCO value, and it indicates that the water has been contaminated with pollutants. And it also has been found at the river points, which are used as areas for washing clothes by local residents. See? And then we move to the chemical indicators, DO, BOD, and COD. As for BOD and COD, the average score or the average value are more than the limits. For example, for the BOD, it is like 7 times higher than the standard of the class 1, and it is 2.7 times higher than standard for COD. But for DO, it still meets the standard of the class 1. So these parameters can be used as an indication of pollution in the river. Okay, let's move to the next one. So there are also formulas that can be used to compare and to see if the river water is polluted or not. We can see that it is ppm, maximum pollutant load, and also BPA, the actual pollutant load. And if the BPA amount is higher than the ppm, it means that the water is polluted. And we will need this data like water discharge, and then standard score and correction scores. Same goes to the BPA except for this one. We could change the standard score with the actual score. Okay, let's see the result for BOD, of course, because almost all the samples show the higher value than the standard. So it is normal if the BPA of BOD is higher than the BPM. You can see here the number, and higher BOD indicates more oxygen is required. BOD also represents the amount of organic matter in a water supply. And let's see for the COD. Well, it's also similar with BOD. So the higher the COD value, the more serious the pollution of organic matter by water. Okay. The last one is dissolved iron. Well, the average we got is 0.21 milligram per liter, but the standard for class 1 is 0.02 milligram per liter. So it's almost 10 times higher than the standard. And you can see also on the chart that the average, the blue lines, all of the samples show the higher level from the limit. Okay, so the research has found that the presence of iron in water can promote the growth of bacteria like E. coli, and also it can cause the water to be rusty red and brown color. Okay, finally the conclusion. The values obtained are still above the standard. For example, color, BOD, COD, and dissolved iron. And these indicators are some evidence that the Citarum River is in a polluted state. Of course, this should be a concern for the government, community, for the lecturer also, or from the academician, and of course the water management companies, because the quality of drinking water can also affect the health of the environment and people. Okay, that's all from me. So here are the reference. Thanks to the authors, and also thank you for this great research team, because without them, without their hard work, this video, this paper, this research will never ever happen. So thank you so much. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Last quote from Audin. Thousands have lived without love, but no one without water. Okay, thank you so much once again. Last word. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.